Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another training all about online events or Facebook party events, whatever you want to call it. My name is Sherry Gauthier, and I'm here today with Melissa, one of our Social Media Advisory Council members. Here are the ladies that we at head office work with. They've been working with us through 2016 and will continue to work with us in 2017. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the different types of events that we have. We do have some training on our consultant office area under the social media tab. So make sure that you log into your consultant office area, take a look at some of the training videos that we have available, take a look at the Facebook event training area. But without further ado, people think about Facebook parties as a selling event very similar to the home party. But what we're actually going to be talking about today is the booking blitz. And so I have with me Melissa. And Melissa, in 2016, you really dove into using Facebook events for a number of different purposes. You chose to really look at it being a team event where you wanted to get bookings on everyone's calendar. So can you outline this a little bit for us?
Sure. Thanks for inviting me. So we all know that the Norwex joy truly happens at the Norwex party. And we all know that if we follow that simple formula that Norwex has laid out for us, the 4-2-2 formula, that the second two actually means getting 2 bookings at every single party. Well, as consultants or as a leader, we're already probably teaching that to our teams and probably doing that, trying to do that ourselves, asking for a booking at each party, getting those bookings on the calendar. But in reality, we also know that that doesn't always happen. Or it does happen, we get that booking on the calendar, and then maybe there's a cancellation or somebody needs to reschedule because of a sick child or something like that. Life happens. There's going to be times when you open up your calendar and it's going to be empty. And that's what happened to me. I rode the wave of a booking after a booking after a booking. And then one day I looked up because I was not being intentional about my calendar and I had nothing on my calendar. And I was like, how did this happen? So I want to tell you about a tool that I discovered that I do with my team every single month so that we avoid that empty calendar and fill our calendars consistently. So what I do is I hold a team booking blitz. Now, if you've ever participated in a booking blitz before, it's a lot of fun. When we went to the national conference, actually the leadership conference, we all participated in a booking blitz on the bus from the hotel to the Norwex home office. It was a lot of fun. And just our bus, it was filled halfway. We had 25 bookings in that 35 minutes because we all got on our phones, we texted, we messaged, we called, and we added bookings to our calendar. So this is what I do with my team every month. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of ta-das, there's a lot of yeses, and there's also a lot of no's, and so we'll get to that in just a second. But it was fun. The energy is going, it builds the team rapport, and it connects you with your customers or maybe someone you haven't seen in a long time, and it just gets the energy going, and so it's just a lot of fun. So the purpose for the team booking blitz is to fill our calendars, and that's to fill it for the next 6 to 8 weeks consistently, and that's to create a consistent income. So the purpose for the team booking blitz is to fill our calendars for the next 6 to 8 weeks consistently. That's to create a consistent income and less of this roller coaster. Do I have parties? Do I not have parties? Do I have parties? Do I not have parties? So it doesn't have to be that way. If we're trying to book the next week out, it's really too late. Although last minute pop-up parties are a lot of fun, but that's not the way to build a business and to be consistent. So here are a few tips that I teach before the booking blitz happens. Number 1, I want to be in control of my calendar. So it's like a financial budget where you tell your money where you want it to go. I call it a time budget. I tell my time where I want it to go. So I am very, very intentional to set aside only certain nights of the week for parties. I know before the booking blitz what nights I'm available to have either a Facebook party or a home party, and I have it marked off. I'm in control of my calendar, not my host. I say, I have Tuesday or Thursday available. Which one works for you? So I am in control of my calendar, not my host. I say I have Tuesdays and Thursdays available. Which one generally works for you? Or I can say I have January the 21st open and February the 1st open. Which one works for you? So I give them specific dates, or I give them in general days, and then I set the schedule, not my host. I also teach my team to have these tools ready. I actually give my team a booking script. So I share a Google Doc, or it could be a Word document, or however you want to share it. But it has a variety of scenarios. So, what are you going to say to a friend, an acquaintance, a past host or customer? I provide a variety of verbiage that they can just copy and paste, and of course, always personalize, depending on if it's maybe a text or a Facebook message, or if it's a phone conversation. I also give them ideas on how to handle the no's. There are going to be no's. That is normal, totally normal. In fact, I teach my team to expect them. And you should expect the no's, because statistics show that in order to book 5 parties, you need to contact at least 50 people, no matter how you contact them. Now, I do recommend to contact people in a variety of ways. Definitely contact them in the way that that customer wants to be contacted. So sometimes I say, okay, call 10 people, message 10 people, text 10 people, send 10 emails, so that you get a variety of different ways to reach out to different people. But remember that this is a treasure hunt. There are people out there who want and who need what you have to offer, whether it's the products or whether it's the business opportunity. There will be those people who don't need it. And so accept it and just keep going. It's not a big deal. Remember, this is like a treasure hunt. There are people out there who want and need what you have to offer, whether it's the products or whether it's the business opportunity. So don't dwell on the no's, just pick up and keep going. There are people that even will want to help you win a booking contest. So I'll tell you about that in just a minute. I also give my team a booking Blitz tracker. I give them both a PDF version that they can print out and write on, and I also send them a digital version. So I give them a Google Doc that they can fill out, and what they do is they track who they contacted, how many they contacted, what was the answer, and what's the next action step. So let me tell you how I quickly set this up. So I create an event inside my team Facebook group. So the length of this event can vary. I actually like to change it up to make it fun. So it could be a 30-minute booking blitz. It can be a 2-hour booking blitz. It can last for 24 hours, or it can be 48 hours. You could do longer than that, but I think that's having that cut off at least 48 hours is a good length. Okay, so part 1 is the pep rally. What I do is I schedule either a Facebook Live or a Zoom meeting, or whatever it is that you use, whether it's Skype or GoToMeeting. However you connect with your team, you can use. But I like this to be live, because this is where they're either going to see my face or hear my voice. I can cheer them on. I give them last-minute tips and pointers, and I remind them of the rules. And so here's part 2. The rules are no mass messaging or no sending like a group text. I also do not let them send out a blanket post on their Facebook wall saying, "Hey, I'm in a booking blitz, help me win." I don't like the way that comes across. Even though it's a lot of fun, I'd rather do that all in personal messages, text, calls, because I'm building relationships. And so that's just the way. Those are just the rules that I have for my team. Okay, in the contest, I give a prize for the most yeses, or most bookings, the most people contacted, and the most no's. And remember, we expect the no's. Some teams even will have like 100 no challenge, so they just keep going until they each get 100 no's. So if you're hearing a lot of no's, that also means that you're getting some yeses. So this is a great tool. Okay, now part 3, I call it's Blitz time. And I say at the end of our FaceTime or Facebook Live or Zoom call, I say, on your mark, get set, go. And so as they're contacting their people, they're keeping track of the results and who they're contacting. And then what I do is I have an image, and you can see it on this slide on part 3, where I have them post I got a booking, or I got a note, whatever it is, so that it keeps that motion going, and it's just a lot of energy and it's a lot of fun and everybody's cheering each other. Then we get to part 4, and whenever it is that you decide that you want to be the end, I say stop. And I tell them ahead of time, this is, it's going to end at noon Central Time tomorrow, or whatever it is. I tell them when we're going to stop, and that's when they're going to post their results on that. Okay, so when we get to part 4, that's when they're going to post their results. How many yeses, how many nos, how many contacts. And again, I'm having, everybody's, cheering each other on, because we are all encouraging each other to build our businesses and fill our calendars. So what I do is I send them a Google form for them to fill out, because this is a way for me as a leader to track, the stats, I guess, of our team, to see how we're doing, who's participating, and they have to fill out that form in order to be entered into the drawing, or into the prize winning. So then I will announce the winners. I usually give them about until noon the following day, or I give them, whatever it is, I give them a little bit extra time to post the results, and then I will send happy mail to my to that team member, or those team members that won those prizes. So let's just do the math real fast. So just over the past few months, our team has added 40 extra bookings. So let's say the average party is $500. Then, multiply that times 40 parties that hold, that's $20,000 added to my team volume. So as a leader, if let's say that my team, that I'm making 5%, well, that's an extra $1,000 income that I just made for maybe 30 minutes to a couple hours of my time. So I actually will post this using a scheduling program, Sent Share or Post My Party, something like that, so that I just repeat this every month with my team. So once you put the work in at the beginning, then it's not so hard to keep it going the next month. But remember, the key is to be consistent about teaching this approach to having a full party calendar. And I heard from a mentor and coach the other day that she has what's called a 0-point booking calendar, meaning when you set the goal of, let's 8 parties, let's say 2 per week, that you always have 8 on your calendar for the next 4 weeks. So you're always looking ahead. Do I have 8? Do I have 8? Do I have 8? Whatever it is that's your number, and you keep it there. And if you don't, that's when you fill it. If you have more, that's fine too, but at least you don't get to that tip. That's the way to have a consistently full calendar that leads to consistent income. So that's how my team does the team booking blitz.
So if we just summarize it here, we start with kind of that Zoom or Skype or free conference call where you physically are on the phone with your team. During this call, you're sort of pep talking them, you're giving them the rules, you're outlining how they can do this, you're providing verbiage about when they get no, because we know they will. You're providing that encouragement that, you're going to get a lot of no's, but there are people that want to hear your message, so keep going. So really, at the end of the day, your team works together to get through the frustrations of hearing no. They fill their calendars. You're booking your calendars anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks out so that your team consistently has their own calendars booked. You're actually really training your team how to duplicate themselves. So if they end up signing up a new person, they learn how to help that person get bookings. They learn the verbiage involved with asking for someone to host. And so all around, this is a training event. From a leader perspective, you're ensuring that your team's calendars are full so you can actually maybe project what income as a leader you may be getting, because you know what that team in the downline is doing for parties. This sounds like a total win-win.
That's right. I mean, it's been a great tool for our team. And I talked to a new emerging leader yesterday, and she started using this with her little team, and they're loving it, and it's just a lot of fun. And so she can do prizes for them. And so it's a lot of fun.
Okay. So again, I think people traditionally think of Facebook events as a Facebook party. because this is what, this is what's going around, Facebook party, but you guys really are looking at Facebook events for so much more. And in fact, if we go back up to our list here, there's a number of ways that you guys on the Social Advisory Council, and I'm sure many other people, are using Facebook events. Again, a supplement to the home party. You're going to want to listen to that training by Kira. It's fantastic. We've got opportunity events. You're going to want to take a listen to that. We're going to talk about mega Facebook events. And of course, you covered booking blitzes. There are lots of ways that we will talk about, I'm sure, at some point, but even hosting team meetings on. And there is some training about how to have a VIP group for your customers. We encourage you to listen. That was one of the trainings that we provided under our training videos. Again, all of this can be found on your consultant office area. So Melissa, thank you so much for sharing today about this great opportunity to help you help your team get bookings, because we often hear that, oh, I don't know anyone else and I'm having trouble. And most people do well with hearing, no, I'm not interested. And so this is a way to support your team and actually show them how that they can keep a consistent calendar going forward. And of course, that means a consistent income. So again, thank you so much for your time today. This was just fantastic.